Boom. Episode 3. We've arrived. They've arrived. I don't know. I think they have. I don't think a lot of people believe, but a lot of people do believe, I think, maybe. I don't know. It's weird. Episode 3, ladies and gents. EbGbTV. Welcome. This is going to be fun. It's probably one of my favorite subjects ever to talk about. Aliens, UFOs, the presence of something else. I posed the question on Instagram, do you believe? The responses that I got spanned the gap. Yes, 100%. Do you think that they're going to find information with certain probes that are out in the universe right now that we've sent? No, I don't. Prove me wrong. I'm not here to prove you wrong. I don't know if I'm going to be able to change your mind. If you don't believe in aliens now, 2019, or at least have that little thing inside you that's like, there might be something. I don't know what to tell you. Probably still believe in the Easter Bunny, too. Fucking Santa Claus is coming down your chimney this Christmas, huh? I wanted to kind of ramble a little bit about the subject and get your feeling about it and let you get mine. How could there not be aliens? Why wouldn't there be aliens? Back in 96, I am the gassiest person on earth. The nectar of the gods. Still, shout out to seltzer in general, you know what I mean? It's my favorite drink. I'll do a San Pellegrino all day. Anyway, rambling again. Back in 96, they had already pointed out the fact that when you look up in the sky at night, those different dots, the stars that you see in the sky, are gases burning from suns and different solar systems that have planets very similar to ours. 100% could hold life very much the way that our planet holds life. That alone says we're probably not alone. Sheer numbers alone say that there has to be. Also, think about this. There was a documentary by Dr. Stephen Greer that came out a few years back, done study on that little body that was found in the desert in Chile. Just little. If you looked at it, it looked like an alien body, like a little alien body. Did all their research and still proved to be some unknown shit. They still couldn't narrow it down. It was still an unknown thing. Dr. Stephen Greer come out with a couple different documentaries. One of them recently was called Unacknowledged. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend checking it out. Dr. Stephen Greer and the people from ESETI had documented footage of them using certain radio frequencies and meditative technologies. You can see unidentified flying objects. You can see UFOs crossing into an airspace. Things that you and I don't see in the sky, then all of a sudden disappear at a rate of speed that you and I have never seen before in our entire life, except for maybe in fucking movies. Then they're gone. They were able to bring them in through radio frequencies and meditative techniques. There is a presence out there. It's just a matter of how they're introducing themselves to us. And you know what? Yeah, I might be a bit of a conspiracy theorist. Critical thinking, call it what you want. I just believe in doing some research and just weighing all my options. I read this ridiculous book a couple years ago. It was called The Day After Roswell. It was written by Lieutenant Colonel Philip Corso of the United States Air Force. It was backed by some ridiculous testimony. I would really recommend picking the book up and at least just thumbing through it and giving it an idea. It was about the Roswell crash back in '47 and the craft that was recovered, the technology that had come from that craft, like night vision, different types of laser technology and beam technology. That's where they say we got the material for bulletproof vests, different type of bullet-resistant material. It's all there, and the different companies that were involved since the very beginning, like Boeing and Nokia. It's crazy. When you thumb through information like this and you read about these eyewitness testimonies and these encounters that are said to be true stories, it's compelling, it's overwhelming, and it's compelling. And it makes you question everything. If anything, I'm just here to put a few ideas in your brain. The amount of literature out there that exists on the subject alone. Think about the movies, how many movies and different things have been based on alien invasion, war from a different planet, or this is entertainment to a certain degree, right? But is it prepping for some sort of a big reveal? Is there a certain level of comfortability that we get by looking at this information, desensitizing us to a massive craft all of a sudden making its way over the horizon and us not losing our shit over it? Too many books, there's too many movies. Why won't they let us into the Vatican archives? What are they hiding? There's religious paintings and things that depict crafts in the sky shining light down on people. I mean, if something like this became real, if it was a real thing, it would throw everything out of whack. Yeah, this happened, but what about aliens? Dinosaurs existed, but what about aliens? The government just literally admitted that it's taking the subject more seriously. Prime Minister of Canada has got a long dissertation out there about how he believes in the subject and how he believes the information should be disseminated to people. It wasn't just the Roswell crash back in 1947. There was also a crash in Italy back in 1933. There was another craft recovered. It was a Benito Mussolini, Adolf Hitler thing. You really want to dive down a wormhole. Look at some of the Nazi UFO shit that's out there. They had the Nazi bell. It was an anti-gravitational device. Nothing comes from nothing. Someone didn't just wake up one day and think of lasers. Someone didn't just wake up one day and have the idea of radar technology or that night vision technology. Something inspires somebody to the idea of something. There's a delivery in some capacity through something that you hear, see, smell, whatever it is, shocks this idea into your head. Nothing comes from nothing. You also have to think, you can't always look up. It's not just coming from space either. They claim to know more about space than they do about our own oceans. They could be coming up from underneath the ocean as well. I used to live in Southwest Florida. There was a known craft on this little span of area called Isles of Capri that would come up out of the water and go right back down into the water. Now, let me tell you something. I saw the motherfucker, so you can't tell me that it doesn't exist. It's weird. I didn't know what it was. It was a ball of fucking light. Came up out of the water, went right back down into the water. I don't know. You're not gonna be able to tell me that I didn't see something. Sorry. What's frustrating is that people say this all the time. Every alien encounter or every UFO encounter that someone has, the only thing they have on them is like a Nokia flip phone from 97 or like a VHS camera in their trunk. It's frustrating to me too. I just don't think that it cancels out the existence alone. There is enough out there that could fill an encyclopedia about encounters, the government taking it more seriously and actually dedicating manpower and money to it. It's just revealed recently that they were dumping lots of money into an undercover operation essentially dedicated towards the research of UFOs. Why would they be doing that if it wasn't a subject of seriousness? Here's a 20. Go bury it in the backyard. Come on. Government and all that alone, they believe. The documentation is out there. You gotta look at religious implications. That's the truth. If aliens exist, you gotta figure that into all religions. Is God an alien? Are we an experiment? Is God an alien? We were created in His image. Are we aliens? There is a bit of our DNA that they can't trace back to anything else. We are the shit of the stars, ladies and gentlemen. Are we aliens? Things that you can't not think about. It's said that in all the galaxies that there's 40 billion Earth-shaped size style planets that could inhabit life. And the numbers are just compelling to me. I'm just saying that there's far too much information out there to just say no. Because the information is out there. There are too many books, there are too many documentaries, there's too much information. Let me end on a story. I went to the Air Force Base here, Peterson Air Force Base, last year, the year before for my birthday. Go on just a tour. I like to go on tours. Talking to the guy on the tour, and we're going on, and every now and again I'll play with him about the aliens. Oh yeah, no, that's because of the aliens. Yeah, no, it was aliens. At the end of the tour, I got a moment with him. I said, look man, I'm just busting your balls, but you gotta tell me, all the time that you spent up in the air that you were telling us about, has there ever been a time that you were up there and you just saw something, you had no idea what it was, freaked you out, you had no idea? He looked at me and he said this: I've spent a lot of time in the air in a plane, and I've seen a lot of things that I was very easily able to identify. I've also seen some things that I was unable to identify. And he left it at that. Don't die of ignorance, ladies and gentlemen. Do a little bit of research. Comment below. Let's argue about it. EbGbTV, episode 3. I think they've arrived. I think that they've been here for a while. Do you? Let's talk about it.